Welcome everybody to this campaign page, and it is my pleasure to welcome you here. Really, my pleasure. And I would like to thank you first for being there and for looking at this wonderful project that is going to help millions of people in their lives. Because what I discovered on my own journey is something I believe is the root cause for many people in the world for their unhappiness, the lack of joy, the lack of money, the lack of relationship, but also it's keeping them stuck in some position where they don't know exactly how to move forward. You probably know people that are very talented, that they have a lot to give, and they're giving a lot to their children, to families, to community, and yet they don't seem to make ends meet in their lives. Because maybe there is some guilt behind this. Maybe there is something that says, while my parents were not really rich, my parents were poor, who am I to ask for more? Or I see a lot of people struggling in the world, not making any money, or not being happy, or being depressed, or being sad, or being in a war and in conflicts. Who am I to be happy? Who am I to share my light, my happiness, my gift, talents, and wanting to have more when this is happening? Well, all of this is based on guilt. And sometimes the guilt is not what we see in the news or what we hear or what even happened in our lives. Sometimes it is an event, or sometimes it is a decision that we took that kept us stuck. It was the case for me 4.5 years ago, when I really started on this journey of being more public and sharing what I was learning, because out of desperation, I had to find a way to grow myself, to become more, to share more, to express who I am, and to learn from this, so that at least if I had to go through this journey of struggles in my life, at least this has some value for other people. And that's why I did this. But what I discovered was quite fascinating, really fascinating. The main reason why I kept stuck, or even that I created this event that crashed my life 4 years ago. Just imagine the picture. I was making an amazing living. I was contracting with a multinational company. I was traveling across Europe every week. I was working on multi-million projects that just were so inspiring, so incredible. I was working with ministries. I was really having a good life. And I had this amazing relationship with a woman that I loved deeply and was loved by her. And everything seemed to go on a path that I wanted to take. So having a new house and being able to finally rebound from the times of my own divorce and the breakup with my ex-wife. And being a single daddy was very important. So I had this life, and something happened one day. A past guilt was triggered when I looked in the eyes of my daughter just before myself going on holidays with my girlfriend, over Christmas, of course. But when I looked in her eyes, something inside of me stirred. I did not know what it was, but what I know is that the days after, I started really to get arguments with my girlfriend at the time. We never had any argument. I sabotaged everything. I was hurtful to her, not physically, but verbally. I was stonewalling. I was not exchanging. I was even judging her. And this was not me. But it was something inside of me that said, no, you can't. And then I had an experience with my dad, just 5 days after, where we had the biggest argument ever. And the relationship was also very, very broken for a long time. And then I went to work to see my client, and I sabotaged everything. Within a couple of weeks, everything crashed in my life. Everything. And I didn't understand this. It was like everything was crumbling. And then for 4.5 years, it was really difficult to go back. Even if I never gave up, I always worked. I always took the next step. I always had positive intent. I always had my intentions. I had my vision boards. I was doing the law of attraction. I was nurturing my own spirituality. I was really hoping and doing everything I could, but nothing came. And then I understood this. There was a guilt that was hidden, that I didn't know about, that was part of my life for years, but still my childhood, in fact, and this was triggered. How many people do you think are living this life? How many people do you think are consciously or unconsciously feeling guilty about something that they have done, or something that was said to them, or some ideas that they have, that now they made whatever they want in their life wrong on a conscience level? Well, my dear friends who are here on this page will say millions. I was really called to work on guilt and share this message. Because first, for me, it was something amazing to understand how guilt and beliefs are working in our mind, how they create our reality, how they can continue to sustain this cycle of struggle, of things not working, of us working and not feeling completely worthy. And I finally got it, and I finally understood this. And even if it's a very, very difficult subject, I went on stage, in massive stage, in front of 600 people, in front of several hundred people, across several countries. And every time I was sharing this message, even if it was a very difficult message to share, I could see tears, I could see relief, I could feel people finally breathing again, just by sharing some of my words. So I needed to go deeper, and I needed really to help people to work on themselves with this knowledge, with this new awareness, with this new perspective, and offer them a way to free themselves. Finally, some people I met were carrying guilt for 70 years. Some were carrying guilt of not being a good mom for, well, I saw the daughter, so probably 45 to 50 years. Some people have been carrying guilt of just being born because they were an unwanted child. And they felt this when they were born. So all their life they were carrying this guilt. Some people were carrying guilt because they thought that they were sinners from the day that they were born. And this is just going on and on and on. I have tons of stories like this. In my coaching practice also, I have tons of stories like this. And that's probably one of the most insidious and more difficult emotion to understand. But I will make it easy, because in my book, I will help people to go in the situation, to identify the guilt. I will challenge them. I will make discussions. I will really help them to find the pattern, to change their lives, because there's always a pattern, there's always a change, there is always something that will remind us, there's always a trigger, and I will help them to find this. And when it's found and when it's expressed, well, there's one layer gone, and layer by layer, we can see the sunshine in these people. We can see the expression of their rainbow. We can see the greatness coming back. We can see a smile coming back, hope coming back. And that's the value of this book. So I will love if you can help me. I would love if you can really help me to get this out and also to reach people. And for me, it's finding the right distribution model and the right marketing and the right editor. And that's the reason of this campaign. I only need $6,000, but the $6,000 would give me a good heads up. Now, if I get $10,000, it's even better, because then I would really get to the next level and have even more services. And if I get more, well, every cent will be invested so that this book will make an impact in the lives of millions. You can be part of this, and I want you to be part of this. So let's work together, and I will value and thank you. I'm already full of gratitude to be able to do this campaign, full of gratitude that the book is already halfway done, and full of gratitude that I will have the help of many people like yourself, and that we all together can free somebody. Somebody may be close to you today. Maybe some children suffering. Maybe you suffered from the guilt of your parents, and that you don't want other children to suffer. That's one of my motivation. Being a dad is very important for me. But thank you. And please pledge for this. You will receive amazing perks and they will help you. Thank you very much.